Just imagine for a moment that Ian Fleming is sitting down to write the latest James Bond novel, and he thinks that for a bit of a laugh, he'll have James running away from the action. And instead of ordering martinis, shaken not stirred, he'll order one of those. It just wouldn't work, would it? It would be completely out of character and people wouldn't buy the book. And that's the same reason why the BMW 3 Series has evolved gracefully rather than dramatically. Cheers.
Many might have thought that this, the previous 3 Series that has been so popular over the past 7 years, would, under the design leadership of the extrovert, charismatic American Chris Bangle, be transformed into the automotive equivalent of the Starship Enterprise. But no, for this is the all-new design. Still distinctively a BMW, still definitely a 3 Series. Yes, it can safely be said that the new BMW 3 Series has certainly started a new chapter of its history, but without completely losing the plot. It can be argued that the compact executive segment was created single-handedly by BMW and the much-loved 3 Series. Of course there are rivals, the Audi A4, the Alfa 156, the Mercedes C-Class, but the Beamer really was the pioneer, and its understated sporty sophistication has won it many admirers. In fact, the car currently sells around 400,000 in the world each year. But time does move on, and so do drivers' expectations. At first glance, the lines may look fairly similar, but underneath there is an all-new platform with plenty, and I mean plenty of improvements. The first thing you'll notice are the rather exquisite headlights. Ooh, that's because we're in Italy. The exposed reflectors give a high-tech feel, although they're highly practical so that air can circulate, and the lighting units are underscored by these distinctive curves. And the kidney shapes are now incorporated into the curve of the bonnet itself. Neat pull-out door handles are another subtle change. And these rear light clusters have been completely redesigned. The whole body looks far sleeker, yet somehow has a more muscular stance. The doors no longer run into the roof, there is more of a taper at both ends, but the whole car is unmistakably a BMW.
In terms of the overall design of the car, it is evolutionary, and it's intentionally made to be evolutionary. Actually, we could have designed a completely different motor car, and it wouldn't have cost a penny more, something which didn't look like a BMW. But actively, we felt as a company it's important that it is a recognisable BMW. And I think part of the reason for that is that cars which set a type of trend or become a role model in their class, and the 3 Series is one of those, and maybe the VW Golf is another one, they've actually set or have developed a particular position in the marketplace. And the customers, who have responded by buying more and more as the generations have gone past, obviously like that. And therefore to change dramatically would probably be the biggest mistake we could make.
Now I want you to cast your mind back for a moment to a time when England had a little bit more success in World Cup football. The year is 1966. England have won the Cup, but Germany have countered that victory by unveiling the very first compact executive car. That was to become the 3 Series. That simply goes to prove the longevity of this design and its appeal to many buyers over the years. Once behind the wheel yourself, you realise why the 3 Series has created such a fast-growing prestige niche. You don't have to have a big car to create a very positive statement, although in effect the new 3 Series is much larger than the old one. There's certainly more room inside for the passenger and for the drivers, which was one of the only gripes about the last model. The saloon is the first to be made available. The revised coupe follows in 1999, along with the cabrio, touring and compact. 5 new engines are on offer with the 3 Series. The unloved 1.6-litre 4-cylinder petrol and the 1.7-litre diesel have been dropped to make way for bigger power plants. And we've been promised a 320 diesel, which apparently will have as much torque as a 328 petrol engine. This, the 1.9-litre, has been given twin rotating balancer shafts to help reduce the dreaded NVH factor. That's noise, vibration and harshness to you and me. The ride is now so smooth, you'd swear that there's a 6 under there.
And on the road, the cabin noise is greatly reduced. In fact, BMW claim that the new 3 Series is now as quiet as the 5 Series. But hang on just a minute. A larger body, a longer wheelbase and wider track. Larger engines, refinement to match a 5 Series. Isn't the new 3 Series simply a 5 Series in disguise?
I don't think the 3 Series is losing its identity. It's clearly a BMW and it's clearly an evolution of the current car. Bears some visual resemblance to the 5 Series and indeed the 7, but that's in the BMW way. There's an easy identifiable BMW style. The car is 1.5 inches longer than its predecessor, but it's still 12 inches shorter than the 5 Series, so it's a very, very different car.
One of the problems that BMW face is that the 3 Series has become popular, too popular for those who cherish the exclusivity of ownership. So now you're offered even more customisation so you can make your new 3 Series as individual as you are.
There are 4 trim levels: black plastic, polished black aluminium, wood and matte chrome titanium. 4 steering wheels are in offer, with or without the multifunction switches. 6-cylinder cars get chrome strips around the side windows and body-coloured pull-out door handles. And the new 328 has chrome edges to the grille bars.
In fact, it would be easier to win the lottery than to have to endure the shame of finding a 3 Series with exactly the same trim in the car park next to you.
BMW tell us that safety has been well upgraded. ABS and ASC&T traction systems are more refined, and side airbags are now available for the first time on a 3 Series.
In fact, if you decide to order the rear side airbags, your new 3 Series will come complete with 8 airbags, including the new ITS head bag, which bursts out of here to protect your head should you need it.
The 3 Series also offers CBC. Now this stands for cornering brake control. It adjusts the brake pressure individually if the car begins to oversteer. You're simply cosseted by technology like this all around you, and with Bavarian build quality and certain low depreciation levels, you can almost hear the noise of thousands of company car drivers ticking this as their first choice for next year's model.
3 Series is priced very competitively. We always compete in terms of value. To do that properly, you have to look very carefully at the specification level and not just the price. And also things like the running costs. The current car, in terms of servicing, costs something like 40% less than the current model and is cheaper to service than any of its competitors in the quality class. So if you look at the whole ownership experience, the car does represent very, very good value.
So what about the new dash? More German, Teutonic, all-black depression? No, the colour is broken up by a dashboard that now comes in 3 colours, and it's been totally redesigned.
The new 3 Series dash is wide, wider than even the 5 Series, and it seems to flow into the door panels.
Don't be deceived by what you think are similar looks. Nothing has been carried over except the sump plug. I mean, literally, it is an all-new motor car. Even the engines have been changed. They're still related to the engines which were in before, but they've been refined to provide better torque, better fuel consumption, better emissions. As you saw, the interior is entirely new. Every single panel of the body is different. And I think if you actually drove up and looked at the old or the outgoing model against the new one, you'd see it quite suddenly. Another point I'd make is that BMW design is always quite subtle, and therefore when you first see something, sometimes it's quite difficult to see what exactly are the differences. But the subtlety is something which over a period of time you begin to appreciate.
Well, after driving the new 3 Series, we reckon BMW are onto another winner. They've carefully improved every aspect of this car, bringing it nearer to that automotive nirvana of motoring perfection. My only other worry is that the gap between the 3 and the 5 Series is getting smaller. With so many BMW owners going for a debadged option, it's soon going to be very difficult indeed to decide exactly which BMW has overtaken you on the motorway.